Well, it's another day in the classroom. Time to teach you some more stuff. Okay, so now, today I'm going to put all the 2x6s inside this column. Right now, there's only OSB plywood in here, all the way up. And now I've got to put the 2x6s, one here, one here, one there. One flat here, one flat there, one flat over there. And I'm going to be able to do it. And I thought I could reach almost all the way up there. It's a little over 8 feet. And if I just take this bucket and set it in here, and I can stand on there after I get the 2x6 up there to screw it in, I can almost, in fact, I can reach the top when I have the drill in my hand. And so I'll be able to do that. And if I need to get up there just a little bit higher, I was trying to do this without having to figure out how to build a platform in here again, because once I get the 2x6s in here, then I have to put the build the platform, and I'm going to be mounting one 2x6 at a time. What I can do is I've got my old 2x6s. I'm going to cut 2 layers of them and run them in here and set it down there. That'll give me another 3 inches before I set the bucket on there, and then I'll be able to comfortably reach the very top of that. Because see, now it's down a lot lower than it was from before. Remember, I've got OSB plywood at the very top, and I've got 2 layers of 2x6s up there, so that's 3.5 inches lower. And on my tippy toes, I can reach it comfortably, okay, with doing this. And then I've got my ladder set here, and I can go up the ladder and across and down to where I'm cutting. And then coming down, I think I can leave my ladder almost about where it's at the entire time. And hopefully I can leave my nail bag on this time to fit it in there. I couldn't do that before. I'm literally shoulder to shoulder once I'm up inside there. It's a little claustrophobic, and when I get back down, the fresh air, oh, it just feels so good after I get out of there. That was just a nightmare, spraying that and taking all the old stuff out and scraping it down and cutting the nails and staples. That was a bad job. I wouldn't wish on anybody, taking all of that dry rot out. Can you believe that? All of that was bad. I had to rip it out little piece by piece by piece. Yeah, it took forever, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it so that I can rebuild it and make it look just like it was before it got any dry rot in there. Okay, so that's my goal today, is to get the 2x6s in there. And then I've got to put blocks across here and do some other stuff in order to support the stair going across here using this. And we'll talk about blocks and stuff like that later. Okay? So if that's what you want to watch today, and you never know. I never know what I'm going to say next. I never know what I'm going to use. And I'll probably end up using some of that and cutting that and using some little strap material up there. And I'll probably use some of my construction adhesive and my drills and my saw and my sawzall and all kinds of stuff. So you just never know what you're going to learn when you watch my videos. So you might want to stick around. I don't know if I gave my orange ladder the justice that it requires. It's a fiberglass ladder, and don't be fooled by getting one of those blue ones. The blue ones are cheaper. This one is a lot more sturdy. This holds up to 300 pounds, and it's a Werner. Okay, some stores don't have this, and you get a blue one or a green one. I don't know about the green ones as much. I think that's even lighter than a blue one. I'm I'm not quite sure. You'd have to check, but I've always used the orange ones for all the commercial work that I ever used to do. I had a 3-footer, a 6-footer, an 8-footer, and I think I even had a 12-footer. Yes, that was a heavy monster to get up above T-bar grids and ceilings and stuff like that, to get way up high to do different things. And that thing came in handy. But fiberglass, you gotta get a fiberglass one like this, not a chintzy little one that's all this same color like this. Get the orange one. You'll be glad you did. And sometimes maybe the first hardware store you go to, you might not be able to find them. They're not in every single store. So look around. It's well worth the price. Let me tell you, when you're high up somewhere, and if you're on a slightly uneven surface, or if you're twisting up here, or you're kind of have your weight shifted off, you want something solid to feel like you're using for your ladder. So get the orange Werner ladder. Okay, I measured all 6 2x6s, and normally I wouldn't do it this way, but because I've got to get up here and go down there and then cut, I don't want to have to do that 6 different times. So every single measurement I took, and then I wrote it down and I marked it. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, I'm even going to put one on top of this 2x6 because this one had a little bit of water damage on it. Okay, and I couldn't take that one out, and so I know there's some bad stuff on the inside of it. I wrapped it with paper when I wrapped everything, and I'm going to put another 2x6 on there because this OSB plywood only goes up to the edge of that, and then I put clips on it. I put two clips on it, and I think one down lower, or maybe just 2, and it's sandwiched up in there. It's not going to go anywhere. I haven't got clips on that side. See? And that's holding that OSB onto that because I couldn't get that OSB plywood all the way to this outside corner. Okay? And it'll be okay. And so I wrote down all my measurements, and incidentally 105 and 5/8 short. That S, that just means it's about a 1/16 short of 5/8. And lots of times I'll do that instead of saying 9/16. I'll do that, but here I did do 11/16. I could have done a short 3/4 or a long 5/8. You know, 105 and 5/8 L would be 105 and 5/8 plus a 16th, that'd be 11/16. So see, 105 and 3/8 short, 102 and a half, 104 3/8, 105 5/8 short, 104 5/8. Okay, so now I can take that up there, and I'm going to cut all my 2x6s. That way I can bring them all down here in one go. But you remember, there's a couple of them that I have to kind of tap on there for where those screws are out, the leg bolts. Okay, I've got to remember that, and so I've got to put that one up. And I don't think I'm gonna do that one second. I'm gonna do this number 1 first and put that up there because I don't have anything in the way of it. And I'll get ready to make those cuts now. And up at the top, it's going to be kind of tricky to attach it up there, so I'm going to put a little bracket up there too. And I'm going to screw that onto my 2x6. And how am I going to make those brackets? I'm going to make those brackets with my little metal studs. And I'll show you what a bracket looks like in a minute. Oh, I'm sure glad today's over. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Yeah, putting up those 2x6s tomorrow, that's gonna be fun. Getting them down that hole and all the way up in this column. Yeah.